Elio is the latest production from Pixar and tells the story of the title character, a young boy with a fierce imagination who has recently lost his parents, stays with his aunt, and begs to be abducted by aliens. He gets his wish and is taken to the Communiverse, where he tells them that he is the leader of Earth. When an alien named Lord Grygon is denied entry into the Communiverse, he vows to destroy it. Elio then volunteers to be the diplomat for them so he can be allowed entry into the membership. This picture is pure insane imagination, even if it doesn't have a unique premise to it. Between this, the Lilo and Stitch remake, and a Minecraft movie, it has not been a good year for parents surviving in children's films. In fact, much of the setup in this picture is similar to that of Lilo and Stitch. Zoe Saldana, fresh off of her Oscar win, plays Elio's aunt, a military officer with hopes of becoming an astronaut, being forced to take care of her nephew. They have a contentious relationship. She keeps sacrificing her desires for him, but he acts out, is lonely, grieving, and is seemingly ungrateful from her perspective. From his perspective, his aunt is uncaring of him and would rather have him not around. This is a routine setup that I think is the weakest part of the picture because, as I said, it borrows from films like Lilo and Stitch. It's when we get taken to the outer space where the fun really starts. The alien creatures are equal parts weird and fun. There's a data logger that has figured out the meaning of life and wants to volunteer this information to anyone who will listen, but keeps getting rejected in favor of just basic information. It's subtle but effective comedy. The entire backstory of the Communiverse that is explained to us and the character of Lord Grygon is hilarious with how sci-fi ho-hokum it becomes in an entertaining way. Lord Grygon is basically just a giant slug in a huge body of impaling armor. He has a son named Glordon who doesn't want to be a chaos-bringing warmonger like his dad is, and develops a kinship with the title character. This relationship is the heart of the movie to me. I bought their relationship as two lonely kids who end up bonding because they have outcast viewpoints of themselves. The second act and the start of the third act is the strongest part of the film for me. It's really weird, but in a kid's imagination kind of way. We all had silly imaginations when we were growing up, and some people like myself still have them today. I really liked all the visuals quite a bit in this picture. It's very psychedelic, not in a hallucinatory way, but in a way where you just see some weird stuff in front of you and just go with it and have a good time. There's an alien that can read people's minds by using the tentacles it has on its head. There's a cloning of people in this movie. In fact, I would say that the amount of homages to horror films in this is quite hilarious. The body cloning is straight out of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and there's even elements of The Thing in here, but not in a horrific way like those films are. I do find it interesting that Pixar is taking ideas used in horror films and applying them to a family animated picture. That kept it fresh for me, honestly. I like how Elio's friend has like 4 rows of teeth and he has to hide in his mouth at one point, and I could not imagine how weird that would be for someone to do. The issues for me come down to how schematic everything is that is not the alien stuff. Not only is the relationship between Elio and his aunt thinly sketched, but there are 2 characters we meet that become crucial to the finale of the film, but we meet them, then they disappear for almost an hour of the runtime, and I started thinking they weren't going to be in the film anymore. Then they just pop back up because the structure of the story required that they do so, because they have unique talents using ham radios. I also think that the thesis this film is going for is rushed, and comes off as insincere to the other theme of a lonely child finding a friend. It's like the 2 themes clash against each other. There is almost full resolution between Elio and his aunt before we even get to the third act. Then she's just along for the ride all of a sudden. It felt a little strange that they spent so much time showing us all this gnarly imagery and only paying small lip service to the values it portrays, but then expects you to just embrace those values after they've become forgotten about for a long time. The pacing just seemed off for me. There's a mid-credit scene, so stick around for that. This film also sets up the potential of sequels in the same kind of way Moana did. If it makes enough money, I'm sure we will get more adventures of Elio and his alien slug friend. But as a first attempt, this is a decent but predictable picture with some cool ideas and images with aliens and the universe. I do recommend this movie, and it should please children and their parents. I just don't think it's as good as some of the recent family pictures we've gotten, such as The Wild Robot or Flow, but it's still a good time nonetheless. I give Elios a marginal 3 stars out of 4. I laughed at least 6 times out loud while watching this picture, and enjoyed all the callbacks to a horror fan like myself, so I can't complain that the relationships are as light as a feather. Check it out and have a vibing good time. And that is my review. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please like and subscribe. Here's links to some of my other videos. Follow me on social media if you like. And until next time, I am Ghost.